Figure it out, figure it out, figure it out now, so you don't need me later. I'm Mark Greenstein, Director of Ivy Bound. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and we've been helping kids to get into better colleges. But guess what? The kids who figure out in high school that they have a scientific endeavor that they'd like to pursue as a career, they actually don't need a top-tier college. There has been no recession for engineering majors, computer science majors, bio and mechanical majors, none. Okay, 2008, 2009, the recession that you keep hearing about, where college grads were on their parents' couches because they couldn't earn money, maybe doing a little bit of barista work at Starbucks. That's because they were majoring in Guatemalan dance theory, Bulgarian poetry. Those who stuck to the business of learning a trade, a craft, and that meant outside of college too. But the college grads who went into the sciences have flourished. And so I ask people to encourage their kids early in high school, I'm saying 9th and 10th grade, to hopefully light onto a scientific endeavor that they'd be content with to start a career. Okay, not a 40-year career. Careers change every 10 years or so on average. So you don't even have to figure out the perfect major, but one that you'd like to apply in college and somewhat beyond. So to do that well in high school requires, I think, a little exploration even before high school. It's why I applaud parents whose 7th graders and 8th graders are put into extracurricular things, summers, weekends, where they're able to explore new things beyond school. That is good work because your kid will end up, one, enjoying them, I expect, but being more successful. There is a gap now. It's small, but mark my words, it will widen. The gap is for the first time ever that technical careers have exceeded financial. Financial used to be the big king of high salaries when you're 20 years out of college. Well, that has changed as of a few years ago, and I expect it will never come back. Okay? Finance can be done by almost anyone. Technical is going to be more and more rewarded. And those with expertise who want to push it, I think, are going to be the ones who get very big salaries in the end. So, for you parents, planning, good. Especially good if you can have a child excited about a major that he or she wants to apply. Now, what's the way out if you have a kid who's not scientifically oriented, reaches 11th, 12th grade and isn't going to go into math, science career? So here's where college does save you if it's a good one, if it's a highly regarded one by employers, because then they just like that you're smart. That's where a big SAT score is more important than ever before. Again, not for entering the scientific fields. Now, still within the sciences, the top tier schools do give an extra launching pad. Stanford, Caltech, MIT. They're cauldrons of innovation, and they get financing coming to them. So those kids do have a chance to launch themselves really stratospherically. But everyone does well if they just keep their nose to the grindstone on the general decent four-year college on a scientific track. But you need more than decent if you're going to be liberal arts, because people don't see a skill out of liberal arts. They might see smarts, but they don't want to look deep into, well, is it smart when a kid has gone to a mid-tier four-year college? They basically are looking at the top tier four-year colleges and presume, this kid has the smarts to do well for us when we employ him. So the need for the higher end, the better recognized colleges in liberal arts is probably higher than ever before. It's also gotten more competitive to get into them than ever before. internationals flock to the US. I mean, were it not for Trump-era restrictions, it would be a ridiculous skew. It has been slowed over the last few years, but still the number of places that liberal arts universities here accord to overseas applicants is growing. It means fewer and fewer spots for talented American kids. Get yourself above the average, hopefully way above the average, and then back to us. Ivy Bound is good at propelling them. Our tutors propel kids' scores significantly higher. We guarantee at least 100 points on the SAT, on the ACT, 12 section points, guaranteed, or half your money comes back. We're really good at it. So, a diligent kid could spend a few weeks of the summer with us and put him or herself into that higher echelon track that leads to greatness. Thanks